Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon, so now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language, and she really loves her grandson. Like, really loves.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless.
Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot.
Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
You see, Head & Shoulders has Scalp Shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. We're never not working. Number 15?
That's my rub.
Ooh, nice.
Never not working.
Never, ever, never, ever not working.
Welcome, everybody, to Juneau, Alaska.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Today is the 3rd of dang, it's November. The year is almost over with. It's the 3rd of November, the day after Election Day, 2021. And welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I'm your host, DVP. I got me some outspoken and no tongue tying guests who gonna speak their mind. Some stuff we gonna agree on, some stuff we ain't gonna agree on. But just be ready, because what we do is we respect all opinions. And if you got one, come on and share it with us so we can discuss it. Because in the game of life, ain't nobody wrong if it ain't a felony, because we all make misdemeanor mistakes. But and as I like to say, I like to have different opinions, because what worked for one may not work for everybody. So you need to have multiple tools on the tool belt so you can make an informed decision. And sometimes, for those y'all who just watching and don't know everybody, you can get the best advice from people that you really don't know, because they're not saying things to try to appease you. And I tell people, I use my Facebook page, not for my close friends, because my close friends can reach out to me. So I really don't need them. And I understand why y'all do it. I ain't knocking you. But I use my social media platform to put out questions and see what the people are saying. People who ain't in my circle, people who ain't like-minded, or people who don't know what to say to gain favor with me. You learn a lot more from people like that. And sometimes they say stuff and you be like, damn, I ain't never think of that. Whereas you may not get that with your friends. Not saying that your friends ain't intelligent or whatever, but sometimes your friends tend to think more like you. That's why when you see certain posts, people get offended so quick, because they be like, I don't know nobody who do that. Well, who you hanging around? If you hanging around a bunch of squares, you only gonna know a bunch of square shit. If you hanging around a bunch of thugs, you're gonna know a bunch of thug shit. You ain't gonna learn about the stock market from thugs. You ain't gonna learn what the streets are saying around a bunch of squares. So sometimes you gotta open up, you gotta expand your circle. You ain't gotta hang out with them. And social media is the perfect platform for that, where you get to see what other people think and what they saying. And as opposed to judging them, just sit back and listen and add that to what you know that other people actually do. Because we're going to talk about some things that I'm going to say most of the guests probably have never done, but they can't say they don't know what happened because they're on Facebook too. And depending on, you know, how you speak, you know, my little bro Omega, see, he in a different crowd. So he see a whole lot more, and he's younger, which is a whole different generation. And you know what I say? Talk to people older than you and younger than you, because what my generation may be doing may be out of style, or in some cases, anybody never even knew about it. And that's okay. And this is how you share information and expand. You know, I got my boy Dougie Fresh on here. He gonna give you a perspective. I got two ladies. One is running late, so I got three ladies who gonna come on, because we're gonna let this show be about them and some of the misunderstandings, and then we're gonna talk about why these misunderstandings are, because I'm seeing something. I'm seeing it more and more, and it is disturbing me. And what it is this battle of the sexes thing. Where did that start from? See, this is the only time that hashtag is good, because what I really want y'all to do is go out and get some white friends and see if they doing all this battle of the sexes hashtag. You know, you always, whatever, they having fun with life, they having fun with social media. They ain't doing all this blame game. They talking stock market, they talking making money, they talking about doing fun shit. But it seemed like the people of color, every time somebody try to discuss an issue, a real issue, we blame the other sex. Well, women do this. When women ask, well, men do this. Why we can't just answer the question and see about how we can make it better? And that's part of what this series is about. Because what happens a lot is I'm noticing a bunch of dudes, and you know, and this is why I got these guys on here. A bunch of dudes seem to be hating on the female persona. Oh, I ain't taking a woman out to drinks. All she gonna do, she gonna go out and have drinks with me and eat with me, but then she gonna go have sex with another dude. All I'm gonna say to that is step your game up, player. But if you know that she gonna do, then you're stupid for going out with her. See, that ain't on her no more. That's on you. But if you keep leading with money, talking about all the things you're gonna do, then you can't get mad at her for wanting to do them things that you saying, because this ain't even gay or dated. But if I knew Omega had a helicopter or something, oh yeah, I'm gonna want to ride. Because he told me he had a helicopter. Other than that, I ain't gonna never had a conversation. So sometimes we put stuff out there, you catch a fish, then you get mad when the fish just wants you for what you putting out there. You keep saying you're doing all this, and Omega ride motorcycles. And I'm sure he's done this. I'm gonna let him talk about himself in a minute. But most women like riding a motorcycle. They ain't gonna buy one, but a lot of women like to ride on one. So just because a woman want to go for a ride on his motorcycle, is it realistic that he'd be like, yo, I'll take you for a ride around the block, but it's gonna cost you $2 in gas? That's kind of dumb. What's up, Tamika? You should be on the show, Tamika. And so he gonna do it. He who knows what it may turn into. But like I said, and I'm gonna speak for him just because I know him a little bit. If he was single, that's a player move. Because he may let 4 or 5 women go, so he will appear that he ain't trying to pick one. But one of the women gonna like it. He gonna like the way they hugged his waist on the ride. That's just a player move. It's called it's called game. And fellas, if you think a woman using you all the time, it's because you lack game. Because you want to pay off right off the rip. And I can tell you this as a former and reformed player. When you got game, you don't have to worry about all this stuff. It comes to you. But when you show your hands too quick, when you try to eat the fish before you catch the fish, you always go home hungry. And I think that's what a lot of y'all doing, and now y'all mad about it. Because we've learned that to get what you want, you have to invest in it. You're going to invest a little time. You're going to invest a little cheddar. Now, if you make a bad investment, it's just like the real stock market. Blame it on your research. Blame it on your research. And let that be that. But stop being so mad and angry and spiteful for these women. There's nothing more that triggers me. I'm learning about social media than men who just attack women for no reason. Start blaming them. I was having a conversation, oh, all men are dogs. And I asked the woman, where you stay at? How many men stay in your apartment complex? Oh, it's probably more than 200-300. How many men have you dated? Oh, I done dated 20-30 men. So you ain't even dated your whole apartment complex and you judging all men. You ain't around, but so how you gonna just say your 20 choices have been very bad? Now, I ain't saying some of the guys ain't wrong, but at some point you do have to look at the mirror and say, damn, all my choices are bad choices. And if you keep shopping at the dollar store, you can't get mad at Dollar Tree products. That's where you shopping. Up your game. Up your game. Tamika, I need another woman. You want to come on the show? So like I said, I got some people here that, I think Doug is probably the least social media savvy, but we're gonna see because he's tech savvy. But we get around, we get in different groups, and we see these subjects going on. And the best thing about the people I like to have on the show, we cool about not saying not me, because this ain't a personal thing. It's about what we see in generality. If we see it, then we know it exists. I don't do a lot of this, but I see it. I can't deny I'm seeing all these guys mad about, man, I took this chick out and how you know she went home and called another dude? When you took out, did you start that Dutch shit? If you start that Dutch shit, then you played yourself. Because I'm gonna stick to the concept. I have never taken a woman to a place I couldn't afford to take her. See, I'm not finna take a random woman to Ruth Chris. You can plan a better date that don't cost you a lot of money. Then you get a better return on your investment. Now, once y'all get settled in and y'all do that committed thing or whatever it is you do, now you can start doing the finer things in life. But why would I take a woman to a $100 a plate restaurant who I'm trying to get to know? I'm showing off. She enjoyed the food. Y'all know what happened when you eat, you get sleepy. So now she want to go home. You should have took her somewhere else where the food went so good, or did a little thing in the picnic and went from there. But that's just me talking. So what I'm gonna do is what time is it? It's 6:09. So that's my prelude to the show. And I'm gonna say this as my last part of monologue before we take a break and bring the guest in. I'm gonna do a political show just because it came.
You see Head and Shoulders.
When we start blaming people for stuff, know that we blaming the right person. Politics suck right now. They suck the high head. But if you know, you got Trump, you got Biden. You can sit back and say how bad Biden is. But if you can't tell me why Trump would have been a better choice, then quit complaining, because to fix a problem, you got to have a solution. So if you don't like Biden, which is your choice, tell me why Trump should have been the choice. And if you say you don't like either one of them, then you legitimately have no complaint, because those are your only two choices. It's like sports, ladies and gentlemen. You can't complain about the Super Bowl because you don't like Tom Brady and you didn't like the Chiefs. You got a choice not to watch the game, but guess what? One of them teams is going to win the Super Bowl. Ain't no need in talking about who would have beat them, because they ain't there to do it. So if they ask you who you want, you can't say another team. That's senile. But we're gonna have this conversation, because there are ways there are times that nobody's a winner. It just can't happen. Omega gave me a scenario before we started the show. There is no way to win, but life says you got to make a choice. What happens when you don't like neither choice? It's called life. Sometimes you don't like the options that you're given, but them the only options that you got. So you either play the game or you get walked over. That's what's up with that. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. We're never not working. Number 15?
That's my rub.
Ooh, nice.
Never not working.
Never, ever, never, ever not working.
Welcome everybody to Juneau, Alaska.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders scalp shield technology.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
This is Carlos Brown, letting you know that we're on the move. You can now catch the Carlos Brown Show beginning this July on the Black College Sports Network each and every Saturday from 11 to 1 Eastern Time. That's 10 to 12 Central Time. Same time, new place. On Facebook at the Carlos Brown Show and Black College Sports Network, online at www.mybcsn.net, and on the BCSN app available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Yeah, there was a woman that.
All right, we back. So we doing our thing, and before we left, Quentin made a post. People are known to attract who they are and what their behaviors manifest. Both men and women provide this vibration, and that's true. A lot of times we like being with people. It sucks. But if you keep attracting losers, you might need to look in the mirror, because maybe you putting out a loser vibe, and that's what keep coming to you. I like that. We don't want to admit that, because we all know our value. I don't know how, because we don't pay for ourselves, but it sounds cute. So let me let me introduce the guests right quick. So when they talking, you'll kind of have a clue as to who they are. And of course, we're gonna start with Ari Hightower. I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead, Ari. Give us a little quick introduction so we can get into this.
Good evening, everybody. November Scorpio here. I'm glad to be on the show again tonight. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the topic of understanding why sometimes brothers are a little bit upset with us. We don't know. I run a couple of pages on Facebook, and a lot of us sisters do have questions about why. Why are you upset? Why can't we get along? Why do we have to keep doing these gender wars? Can we just bury the hatchet and build together?
All right, and we waiting on Trina and Jessica gonna be late. Y'all know how women like to do shit. They like to show up fashionably late. I got my high school classmate and golf pro / tennis pro extraordinaire, Dougie Fresh, on the scene. Dougie Fresh, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, Darren, you and I, DVP, you and I, we go way back to the high school days, and just a regular guy here trying to make it here in the ATL, and hopefully I can learn something here from these fellow panelists, and I might share some insight as well. Looking forward to having this conversation.
I got my road dog Omega Black in the house. He gonna give it to you rough and raw. That's my dog. Regardless of his stance on things, that's my dog. And he like crashing motorcycles. So ladies, you can't get no ride. No rides right now. You know what I'm saying? All right, Omega, tell me a little bit about yourself. And see, let me just tell y'all a quick something before we get to Omega. See, Omega got this gin that he do. And every time I go out, I always tell the waitress, get Trina a little something that's gonna make me look a little bit sexy in her eyes. So that's why me and Omega route, because I need that gin. I need to see how the effects work after the date. Go ahead, Omega.
How you doing, everybody? Thank you, D. My name is Omega Black. I'm representing, like he said, Sankofa Gin. This is a citrus berry gin, 100 proof gin. When I say citrus berry gin, this is not a syrup added into your gin later on. When you think of a Ciroc, flavored Ciroc, this is a flavor added into a vodka. This right here is a citrus berry infused gin, meaning our fruits and berries are cooked into the gin. So what happens is when you mix this with a juice, you cannot taste it. So just imagine 100 proof gin that you cannot taste. That's how, it's going to do with you and your lady date. But I'll leave it at that. Looking forward to the conversation. Let's do it.
All right, and my super producer Roy's around. He said he ain't gonna say much. He gonna just be lurking in the background. So one of the things that I was looking at, like I said, I'm sorry.
I said we all know that's a lie. Yeah, I'm gonna talk. Y'all gonna say something that's gonna trigger.
So yeah, me and Omega was kidding because he said he ain't gonna say nothing, but we know we don't nobody believe that.
He gonna say something.
And one of the things that that just kept coming up with this whole gender war, and I created my own little hashtag. What about this? What about women? What about men? When we trying to get educated, see, in the big picture, when me and Omega ask certain questions, we want replies from the women. We don't want a question. Remember what I'm saying? Before you ask me a question, answer the question I asked you. So whatever the thing is, let's answer the question and then say what about. Stop making everything so defensive, especially if you don't do it. Oh, I don't never look the data one. I do this, this, and this. Well, maybe that's what you're doing wrong if it ain't working for you. Whereas for some people, just stop arguing. Sometimes the best thing you can do is, as one of my friends used to say, have a frosted mug of STFU and sit back and listen. Because sometimes we're so busy wanting to talk that we can't entertain no other thoughts because we're too busy defending something that ain't even at us. So when women ask a question, and me and Omega in a couple of groups too, and I made a post about my first marriage where I made a mistake. But for years I blamed her for destroying our family, even though it was me. It took me a minute to get to my maturation stage to accept that. I was the one who, don't get me wrong, I ain't telling you to take all the blame for something. But as men, if we want to be the king and the one you submit to, it's just like the quarterback of a football team. We got to take the good and the bad. The marriage didn't work. Why didn't I file for a divorce? I didn't want to. I gave her reasons to. So technically she broke up the marriage because she filed for divorce. And I said, most men don't like to file for divorce. They don't want to sign up to pay alimony or child support. We run from that shit like Usain Bolt. Most men ain't signing up for none of that. So who breaks it up? And then that start the war of the sexes. Well, she broke it up by doing this. And don't get me wrong, there are some women who ain't shit. We know this. There are dudes who ain't shit. But how does the breakup actually come about? So we know that women file 80% of the time. That's the statistic that's not argued. They file 80% of the time. Does filing mean that they broke up the family? Ira, you been married?
Sure was.
How many times you been married?
And
if I
I
may ask?
just
You can share for us. You know how the show goes.
right.
Why did you file?
He wasn't working for several years, and I was asking him to get back on that hustle, and he didn't get back on the hustle, and that's the short of it.
So let me put this in street dude terms. So you gave up on your man's dream and kicked him out the house.
His dream, he was working.
He was trying to get something better. You just didn't give him enough time.
4 years, I think that's enough.
You
You
ain't
say
let him make
acrimony.
his
He
mixtape.
needed 15 years for his dream to come to fruition. So the street dudes say it's your fault because you didn't give him enough time to get his act together.
Okay. That's
So
why I wasn't with a street dude though.
So when we looking at this, and because this is what I'm saying, a lot of guys do, and a lot of guys want to be bums, and even the ones who are trying to get somewhere, even the ones who are trying to get somewhere, we want a woman to stay through the struggle. Do we do the same? Will we do the same for them? Doug, would you wait? Would you stay with a woman for 4 years while she tried to get a better job?
I mean, I guess maybe.
Okay, I guess maybe kind of mean no. Uh-oh, we just had one of my what is it, fashionably late co-host show up. We're gonna get you in a minute, Jess.
I would wonder after a certain number of years,
what's a certain number of years, though? Don't play.
Well,
four is the number we're using.
After 2 years of I'm actively trying to get to a job, you got to figure that you probably find something. And a little too picky, I think.
But Doug, you probably without giving out too many numbers, you probably can maintain a lifestyle without your wife working, right?
This is true, yeah.
If that's what you wanted to do,
right?
Is that what you would that be your preference to have a stay-at-home wife?
It's not a preference. I mean, I don't have a real desire one way or the other. Just depends what the situation is.
Okay.
Especially if there's kids and so forth. I mean, when I was
ain't no kids, though. We talking about right now.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me. To be honest.
So if she ain't working, you cool with that?
I mean, if we're married and she's handling things here in the house or whatever, that'd be good. But I'm not saying I gotta have that because there's no kids to take care of in the house, so might as well do something.
So what you gonna do all day while you at work?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because I'll be in my office, and they'll be hanging around me while I'm trying to work. You gotta do something different. But no, I mean, for me, I'm not looking for anybody to support me or whatever. For sure. Like I said, I take it for whatever the person can bring to the table and adjust based on what their capabilities are. I want somebody that wants to do things, to be productive, whatever that is, and to maximize.
You want to be productive with your money.
Yeah. You maximize your potential, though. You have potential to do more than I feel like you should do more. Otherwise, I'm not going to see you in the best possible light that I would like to see you in.
Omega, what about you?
Would I wait 4 years for a woman to get a better job?
Yeah. Or if she had a financial downfall or whatever, and you make it enough, and she's just kind of dragging her feet, would you wait 4 years for her to do the right thing?
I would say if she's dragging her feet, I put it like this: it's weird for me. I'm the type of person where if you ask me to borrow some money, I'm not going to give it to you if I even expect it back. Now, if you pay it back to me, great. I appreciate you, but I'm not loaning you no money that is going to hurt me if you don't pay it back. So right. with this woman, if she's dragging her feet, I would stay with her because in my mind, I'm not even expecting her, whether she works or not doesn't affect me either way. So I'm working and I'm trying to build myself to where I can be something that exists, whether she works or not. But if I'm in a situation where we both need 2 incomes, then nah, I can't do 4 years.
We ain't talking about no situation, little bro. We talking about a marriage, a cohabitation.
Well, if I'm in a marriage where we need 2 incomes, then no, I can't wait 4 years for you to get together. But like I say, for me personally, if I'm in a marriage and you fall on hard times, for me, I'm already planning for that. It's just how I am. It's just in my nature. So whether you fall on hard times or you trying to build your own, that shouldn't affect, where we lay our head. If it does, then you need to get up and get a job.
Okay. And all right, we got Jessica join the scene. Jessica, say hello and tell them who you are and what you do right quick.
I'm Jessica Lynette. I do some of everything. My baking business is a little bit on hold right now. I also bedazzle shoes. jackets, license plate tags, whatever you want bedazzled. That's kind of what I do.
All right, and one of my super long term buddies that I met way back in the beginning of Facebook, Tamika, the housewife slash bartender slash jack of all trades, is on here. Come on in, wave to the crowd and tell them who you are, Tamika. Miss I do everything.
Can y'all hear me? Hold on, let me connect to my earbuds. I think I got a bad connection. Can y'all?
We can hear
okay,
you.
There we go. Hey everybody, I'm Tamika, and I think Darren summed it all up. I'm a jack of all trades. Nice to meet everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm actually excited to hear the conversation. I didn't know that we had so many men that are willing to kind of do the work and let the wives sit back. I kind of thought things had taken a shift. So this is very interesting to me. Thanks for the invite.
All right, that's what's up. You know, I've been trying to get you. She got a group where they talk relationship stuff, and every now and then I go in, I cause trouble, then I run out before she put me in timeout. So Tamika, if your man lost his job, how long he got to struggle?
Well, I think what's interesting is we put a time frame of 4 years. I don't know where you got the 4 from, but I guess you just did that for
she was just talking about from her experience.
Foundation. Okay. I think the years it will matter based on the relationship and the people, obviously. So for me, I actually have experienced that, and it wasn't like losing a job. It was just a choice where he provided and I stayed at home. And when things changed, he needed to change his career path. And of course, I couldn't stay at home if he needed to change his career path. But what I find interesting is that with the shift, it required both of us to dig inside ourselves, because obviously at that point, he needed to decide. And I think one of your guests mentioned, you know, we're all good to go, but if something happens and I need a second income, you need somebody to help you. So I think to start a relationship where you don't need the person, and then all of a sudden something happens and you need the person, it can go both ways. You can either, one, be expecting something that you didn't agree to, you didn't set out for, that person is not expecting. In addition to that, person can be looking like, you know, hey, where's your second, your part B, your part C, because I didn't come to this relationship with that. So I heard that and I thought that was interesting. But I think when it really happens in real life is when you start to realize or you start to determine if the person is worth you investing that added effort. Because it's easy to get into a relationship where you both agree, hey, his income is good, you know, or her income. In some cases, it's vice versa. Her income is good and I don't need a second income, but life happens. So again, I would say, know who you're getting into this relationship with so that when life happens and curveballs occur, you can be prepared, because there's no guarantee. Because keep in mind, you set this up under a relationship that didn't require 2 incomes. So I came into a relationship that didn't require 2 incomes, and all of a sudden I had 3 jobs. I went from no jobs to 3 jobs. So, and that was because I personally decided that he was worth it. I felt as though his commitment to me and the fact that I didn't have to do anything for so many years, it was time for me. But he had somebody on his team that could step up. Everybody don't have somebody on their team that can step up. So you got to know who's on your team before you expect certain changes to occur.
And this is true. So I see the troublemaker extraordinaire showed up. So we're going to fast forward a little bit, because Trina is the author of this show. Because Trina was the one who made me look at it. Tamika, I don't think you ever met Trina. Trina is the one who be hitting me over the head and made me change my ways. So Tamika, Trina, Tamika. Trina was the one who started making me pay attention to the man hater post, men being jealous of women getting free drinks, men being jealous of women getting free dates, men being jealous of this, which is kind of like the way it's always been. It's part of the accepted double standard. Most women don't offer to take men out, and most men are cool with that. And, you know, and I always make the distinction about men and dudes. Dudes want this 50-50. Most of the men I know ain't that 50-50 is hilarious, and they're not looking forward to it. But Trina, go ahead and tell them how you inspired this show. with your flowing locks.
You're on mute, Trina. Can't
You
hear
gotta
you.
unmute yourself.
Hey, y'all can hear me now. Hey, Doug.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, you just told them, Darren, I would be watching, I would be looking at posts, and I would see guys, just be jealous of things that women have kind of like historically been receiving from men. And I don't mean like where they just want reciprocation. I think most of us know that y'all want reciprocation, but it would be like the opening doors. I seen a guy mad because women get their doors open for them. I thought that was so crazy. Getting the free drinks, the dates, and whatever else we get, free gifts. Y'all ladies know, men just be giving us stuff just because they want to get with us or whatever. But we can't help that. But they like be mad about that. They want us to start doing that for them.
And the insanity portion came from me. Like I said, when I used the first instance with Omega got a motorcycle. Most women want to ride on a motorcycle. They're not going to buy one. But does Omega say, hey, you can only ride my bike if you give me a favor? Who does that? But the way they look at now what they listen, Block Omega, so we don't get in trouble. I ain't responsible for nothing.
I would take a favor. I'm
that was one of the guiltiest laughs I have ever heard, Omega. That was pure guilt. So I'm gonna let you. Yeah, have a drink, take a smoke. Yeah, but it's at the end of the day, it probably is one of the benefits, but it ain't something that he puts up front that get a ride. This is what you got to do. See that again? That's called game. And women like a good gamer. They don't want to be played for stupid, but they like a good gamer because it shows a little effort and respect. But sitting there telling, oh, she said she want honesty, so I'm gonna tell her, but she do this is what I expect. Well, that's kind of stupid. So like I say, I got Trina, I got Jessica, I got Tamika, I got Ari, because I wanted to hear the women's perspective and tell us what it is you're seeing and feeling, not from necessarily people you date, but what you're seeing out there in social media of how guys are being so they're acting so pantylicious. Because it's like they want to wear panties too, and I'm looking at some of them. It's like they whine all the time. They might as well have on silk undies. So Jessica, you got that head lean. What you been seeing out there?
Oh gosh, I actually just had an experience. I'm in the dating world, depending on how I feel at the time. The number one thing I feel like I see on social media is the child support post. And the one that gets me is if a woman needs child support, the woman shouldn't have full custody. And that one just blows my mind. If she needs help to take care of her child, then I guess you should just go ahead and give your kid over to the father. And it just baffles me that that's where we have come. That if she just needs you to actually give her money towards the creation that you helped make, then it's a problem. I even saw a post, I don't know if me and Trina was on the same post, where a guy was complaining about, oh, why women can't hold open doors for us.
Yeah.
Where? Now, if you're walking behind me, I'm not going to let it slam in your face, but I'm not just going to intentionally say, you know what? Go ahead, baby, walk through the door. The kind of men I'm used to dating will sit here and pretty much pump my hand if I even try to reach for the door. But the jealousy with men is getting horrible. I got cussed out this week because I told him, man, he has 3 periods a month where I only have 1. And it's very true. He was whining, me and him went shopping, and I was getting stuff for my children and myself. And I probably spent maybe close to a little over $1,000. Then I went out to eat and paid for myself because he over there kept complaining about money. So we're going to split this check. And he was like, why you couldn't pay for it? You just spent $1,000 over there on your family. Because that's my family. So that's what I'm encountering in this dating world. And the whole thing we was talking about with the 4 years, that actually happened to me as well. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's a lot of whining. The roles have reversed. I can't deal with a whiny man.
Hold on, let me say something. And I can't say it's whiny because I don't remember women being this whiny. So I can't even say the roles reversed. It's like some of these dudes have took a gigantic back step, like they playing hopscotch now. That is crazy. It ain't like a slow transition. These dudes are straight crybabies. And that's
Why do you
I
think,
don't remember
Darren?
women being like that.
Why do you think, guys, before we go into the constant what we already know, I would love to hear from you guys to help me understand, because I was on a conversation with people that don't look like us, and they were one step away until I interrupted, saying that man bashing does not exist. And I thought it was very interesting that a different race of people don't experience what we experience. So I had them elaborate on why they felt social media was fake, and they were adding on to male bashing because it does not exist. So what I found from that discussion is that culturally, there's a difference. There is a major gap between our communication and how our mindsets are set up for our men and our women. So my question again, since we are aware, and I shared with this group that, hey, I come from a single family. I'm the only woman in my household of several generations in my family that's married in almost 20 years. So in relationship 30. So for me, it has been a struggle to be opposite of what I grew up with. And male bashing was very common because dating is common if you have a single household. You have absent parents, you have absent moms, dads, whatever the situation is. So male bashing was very common in my household. So again, to hear what single people are experiencing or post about doors being open, other groups of people are not having this issue. Not saying that they don't have issues, but the simplicity of opening a door. I don't mind opening a door. Do I do it? Probably not, but because you guys brought it up, I'm going to test the water. I'm going to start opening doors because I want to see what the feedback is. Once again, I got a husband that has taken well good care of me, and I come from that type of structure. My mother believes that my husband should buy, if he buys me Gucci, he has to buy her Gucci. So that lets you know what I come from. However, I have begun to teach my mom that's not what you should expect. Nor should we also demand this from our men, because they're starting to feel bashed as well as we're starting to feel bashed. So we got bashed men, we got bashed women, and we're raising children. So I'm really confused.
Well, and you missed the pre-production meeting, because I said one of the things that Black people should start doing is getting white friends, because white people ain't doing this. This is a Black issue.
Doing this. They're not doing
talking
this,
about
people.
Other stuff. They having fun on social media. This is
about
a Black issue.
They're talking about the Mark Zuckerberg or whatever his name is that started Facebook, that's letting you go into the virtual worlds and you can spend Bitcoin money outside and inside the world. That's what they talking about.
I also think our culture, because I work with predominantly just all white people, I've learned that we are really stuck on gender roles, which I do believe in gender roles. I know a lot of other cultures where we feel like men should do this and men should do that. They just kind of get it done. So I think that could be another reason why a lot of our men are feeling like, okay, well, you should do this if I'm doing that. It's because a lot of times on social media, you are seeing now that more women are doing things that I just not going to do, like proposing. I'm seeing a lot of women getting down on one knee proposing to men. And there's a lot of men, Black men, who don't see anything wrong with that. Me personally, that's not what I would want for me. But I have coworkers, women who have proposed to their man, like coworkers. They see absolutely nothing wrong with those things that we look at as, okay, a woman's not supposed to do that. So I think that could be a reason why as well. I'm not agreeing with it, but I think that's why.
I think also, like, as far as like the gender role, I think it kind of has to do I'm from and stuff. Like, I'm from up north. So the whole opening doors and all that, like, they don't do that up there. I didn't see anything wrong with going to open my own car door, grabbing it. It didn't. It's just normal. It's what we do. So, you know, it wasn't until I got with Darren and came down here that, you know, it was like, no, I do this, and, you know, you don't touch the doors, and, you know, I take out the trash. And because I would take out the trash, I would do, you know, like you said, like, there really wasn't no gender roles. We do what we do. We just get it done. So, yeah, probably.
I think that's a great point, Trina, because the conversation that I have with my group out, you know, my work group, they're in Irvine and they're in Burlington. So we don't have any Southern employees. So I do believe what you're saying, because again, our Southern ways, I mean, it's okay. I'm not against it. I love our Southern hospitality. I'm not against it, but I am very open-minded. And the reason why I'm open-minded, I believe, is because I have 3 kids and they're all 10 years apart. So I have no choice but to be open to change. If you got a 31-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 16-year-old, you are very well aware of the changes in the world if you care about the feelings of others. Now, you can be a parent or you can be a spouse that's do as I say, not as I do. It's for me, not for you. You can be that, very much so. I was raised like that. However, I've chosen to be more open-minded so that I can understand or get a grasp of what I've was taught to be wrong, because I know a lot of you can agree with us, even biblically, what we were taught has definitely been contradicted to what we know today. So again, I just try to, so I'm going to definitely try this door test. I'm going to definitely see how many doors I can open at wherever I'm going to go.
Don't
and
do
just
it.
see. I'm going to do it because I need to know. I need to know. I need to know.
I'm gonna make you stand in the corner.
I'm not against
Don't do it in front of Darren.
Yeah, because and she know. But hold on, I want to get Doug Omega and Roy's response to Tamika's question. Why do we think this is shifted? Why do we think these, and y'all know how I feel about the man term. Why do we think these dudes are like that? And I'm tired of it being blamed on single mothers. I'm not going for that one, because these, I'm gonna stick with, they were raised by spiteful boys who complained about child support and being broken, all this other stuff. But Omega, Doug, or Roy, why do we think guys have made this huge shift over to wanting to wear the skirts in relationships?
Yeah, want me to go? Anybody?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Roy.
All right. I'm gonna jump in, because I think when you talk about gender roles, and Trina mentioned it, being from the South, there is a very distinct difference. And we initially that term was Southern gentleman. That's what it was called. It was a Southern gentleman, is what it was. And you're raised to do certain things. I mean, to be honest, I think what we have going on in our society today, though, is a blurring of not just gender roles, but gender and what is responsible. And the first step to that was to make these quote unquote gentlemen, and that's what they are, gentlemanly ways to say, oh, men shouldn't have to do these things. Well, you know what? As my granddaddy said, you ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. Gentlemanly ways, you do these things because you look at them as the right thing to do. You look at them as the gentlemanly thing to do. That's one of the things that me and Darren agree on. I'm not going to open no door. I'm not going to let no woman stand and open the door for me to walk through first. Even if I got a handful of stuff, if she opens the door, you know what? That's enough. I'm going to grab the elbow and say, ma'am, go ahead and go in. There's certain things that you can do that. But I mean, to hear the story that Jessica that you told, I'm sitting up here like, wait, what? What? And this is why when we were first doing the show, and this is going to be my last point, that we started making the distinction between men and dudes. Because ain't no man going to be mad at a woman for buying and doing for her children and doing for her family. That's period, end of discussion. Ain't no man is going to have a problem with that. And I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say about homework with that. I just think it's part of this culture that we're in now in society, when we're literally saying, live your best life. That's all everybody want to do is, live your best life, and damn what everybody else feels and thinks, as long as you're happy. And that's, you can be extreme with that, and I think that's where we are. I think these young guys are not being taught what the responsibility of a man is, and ultimately, when you're here, let me change that. They're not being taught what the responsibility of a man is in a relationship. That's that, and I think that's where the issue is. It's like they expect, like Darren said, the whole 50-50 thing. I'm like, no, real men aren't worried about 50-50. And Trina actually said something that I posted the other day. If you're looking for a real man, a man wants reciprocation. He wants to know that you're not just out to get him for what he has, that you're going to put in the effort. That don't mean that you're giving him money every week. No, but you need to reciprocate the energy that he's providing. That's it.
Am I supposed to get money every week? Hold up, wait a minute. Am I supposed
Yeah,
to give
Rice,
you
hold
money?
on, Rice. I want my money every week.
Whoa.
Go ahead, Omega.
I missed that part.
Yeah, I want my money every week. Roy wasn't speaking for me on that one. Go ahead, Omega.
Well, the one thing I want to speak to is the part of the question where I believe it was Tamika asked, why is this shift changing? Or, it seems like the roles have reversed. To that, I think that we all recognize, even though we don't recognize, that right now we are in a polar shift. I don't care what you believe in. So let's say if you believe in the zodiac, then you recognize that we are in the age of Aquarius. If you believe in the Bible, then you recognize we are in the age of the Holy Spirit, which is a comforter. That is a feminine trait, a comforter. It's someone there to be a comforter. Okay. And before that, you had the wrath of God and fire and brimstone and all of that. So what we need to understand, I think all of us, not just us on the panel, but people in general, is that there is a polar shift happening throughout consciousness, throughout the planet. And we can all see these changes happening. There are literally white people who were fighting and burning down cities screaming Black Lives Matter. Do y'all recognize how crazy that is? If you grew up, if you're older than me, then you understand growing up to see white people do that was crazy. There's a polar shift. So that's number one. There's a shift happening. Okay, that shift going into the age of Aquarius, the water bearer, the mother, the creation, the mother earth, going into this new shift, our energy now is feminine, period. I don't know if y'all recognize that. Now, a real man, a smart man, is going to be able to exist and maneuver in this feminine atmosphere. So I'll give you an example of that in real terms. I own a Black business, a Black liquor company. There are 3 owners. I'm only 1/3 owner. There are 3 owners, me, my brother, and a Black woman. Which one do you think that right now is more productive for me to put on the front street? The Black woman. This is her time. Period. Hands down, sorry, y'all, my phone is ringing. I'm trying to stop it. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, we didn't hear the phone ringing.
Okay. All right. So the Black woman right now, it is her time. We had our time. Think about the 70s, Black exploitations. You had Shaft. You had all these. Think we went all the way through Black superheroes, Black Panther. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now is the Black woman's time. So now we have to understand, bro, if you got a good Black woman, you need to put her on the forefront. You were good being a quarterback for all these years, and you got us as far as you could get us. But right now, it's time for you to coach. And you got a Black woman that's your quarterback, and you need to let that woman play, bro. Put her in the game. You understand what I'm saying? These are the men who are evolved, understand that we got to exist in this Aquarius time frame, in this age of Aquarius, in this age of the woman, whether it be Black woman, whatever. This is the age of the woman. So I said all that to say the reason why we're seeing this shift is, number one, women are now getting power that they have never been used to. We all agree that women right now have more power, more choices, more energy, more vibes, whatever you want to call it, than they've ever had. And then men are losing power, and they've never been used to that. So that is the switch that y'all are seeing. Why is men being, dang, I got to open the door. Dang, don't nobody open the door for me, is because, like Darren said, or like the comment is, men are jealous. Because now I'm no longer the breadwinner, and the woman is now the most educated, and now making the more money and blah 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 blah. She's this literally the good old boys and the good old boys organizations and things like that. These dudes are running for their lives right now from the white woman. So now translate that to our own community, where the Black men who were in charge, they got to understand there's a lot of Black women who are strong, who are powerful, who got things to say, who got shit to do. And these women are moving, whether you like it or not, they're moving in their masculine energy. So now what I'm saying is now with that happening, I'm a masculine man, period. My daddy was a masculine man, period. I will whoop your ass, period. But when I would come in the house and I asked my daddy a question, the first thing my daddy would say was, go ask your mama. Because he respected her feminine energy. She runs the home. Yeah, my daddy in charge, but my mama run that home. If my mama say I can't go out, bro, I'm not going out. I don't care what my daddy says. You're not going. You understand? So a man who understands and can exist in that atmosphere is going to be able to exist right now. But what you're seeing is most men have never existed in that. We didn't grow up in that. We didn't see that. So now they're acting feminine. And to speak earlier when you said, well, I didn't see women complain. Well, they did. And there was a word for it. Us men called it penis envy. Penis envy. She want to be like
A
me.
bitching.
Dang.
A bitching.
Right. Or she bitching or she complaining. She want to be like me. Dang, she always got something to say. Dang. But okay, so now what I need y'all black women to understand is now you have shifted to the head. Whether you want to be or not, you have been shifted to the head because that's what society say. That's what everybody say. That's what we've all fight to get to. So now you are the head. So what you got to understand is, as the head, whatever you believe in the Bible, Moses was the head. What was the Israelites doing? Complaining, bruh. All right, then. So now, black woman, you the head. What you think that black man gonna do? Complain, bruh. Period. It's just a reverse of the energy that we've always, it's the yin and the yang. At one point, the black is the black, and there's still a little bit of white in him. And then the white is the white, and there's a little bit of black in him. There's the masculine and the feminine in all of us. And right now, we're going through a polar shift, and most black men cannot deal with that shift, this change. It's hard for a black man to go from, like Tamika said, dang, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when it was Reagan, I was the man. I was making all this money. But dang, things have changed now. Now it's all about private owned, and it's all about, entrepreneurs and private business. I can't exist in that. But my woman got this hair shop that is now making crazy money. Okay, well now, when your woman is now making crazy money, you got to understand, bro, she's going to have a lot more to say about what's happening in this house. You did? Sometimes you're going to have to cook dinner. And then the man is struggling with that. That is what's happening. From my opinion, most men can't deal with that. Whereas me personally, I have a business, I'm doing okay, but my last two situations, the woman made more money than me. So for me, it's not hard for me to exist in this atmosphere. If my woman is the quarterback, all right, shawty, throw me the ball. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need to be under the center. I don't need to call the plays. You the quarterback, all right, call the plays, throw me the ball. When you throw it to me, I'm gonna do my job. The same way back in the day, my granddaddy was the quarterback and he throw the ball to my grandma, and my grandma do like she said. My grandma might have to go get 3 jobs, or she might need to stay home and wipe and clean up Pampers. And so the shift, the roles
that pretty much wraps it up. So next topic.
Yeah,
you sum that up. You sum that up.
You sum that up real good. I like that.
Up.
I like that.
Nothing else to be said.
Wait a minute. How long this Aquarius gonna be in this feminine energy again?
I mean, depending on what you believe in, could be.
I know. I'm messing with you. I know you into the whole astrology thing. I follow you.
But from an Allah's perspective, and I'm not even into Allah. My husband is dabbing into it, and he mentioned Sunday we were hanging out, and he said, "Wow, Allah mentions woman 3 times, man once, and relationship." And he said, I couldn't figure out what was being said through this process. But what he's saying is that we are connecting. You are ahead 3 times fold over me right now. And I find what you just said spot on to what he was saying through his reading of what's happening right now. It's definitely the eye of the woman, the year of the woman, or however you say it. And you hit it spot on. There is, we can close the door on that topic.
I'm telling you, with next topic.
Wait a minute.
Doug got something.
Yes, because everybody has a different opinion about anything. We're all entitled to those. And, certainly much respect to Brother Omega and, the nice, kind words he said for uplifting and all that. We definitely want to do that. But I have to go back to, and not to single Jessica out, but I want to investigate. Let's go and unpack something that she had mentioned. She described that day of shopping and taking care and showing the love for her family and things of that nature. And then there was a decision made that on this dinner, this meal, this lunch, whatever, maybe it might be an additional $26, $30, whatever it is to share, cover the meal for him. But, she declined to do that. And so my only question is, I'm not saying that was wrong, right, or whatever, but I would like to hear from, all the ladies. Is there a particular point to prove that, that under no circumstance, you would share anything of any financial value with a man because
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Hold on a second before we get to that one.
I didn't get that man double cheeseburgers.
Hold on before we get to that question.
Let me get on.
Hold on, Jess. Hold on. What I want to say is part of what Omega said. I'm in total agreement with. But where I'm conflicting is the same thing. See, for those who've been in business, having a black woman has been a thing for 25, 30 years now. The man has understood that. And that's why I say it's dudes who are having a problem, because when I ran my
Age of
business,
Aquarius
I took
started
my
in
mother to
2000.
every meeting with me because I realized she could get something I couldn't get. A couple of the companies I worked for, the wife was the figurehead of the business. Men understood that, and we didn't feel like roles were reversed. We just understood the transfer of power. But the woman that we chose also understood that there was no loss anywhere. It was just role, and I can't even say roles were reversed. We let them shine where they needed to shine. Even with Tamika talking about what her and her husband went through, he decided he wanted to do something different. I don't think men have a problem with it. It's just a whole generation of these dudes who crying because even when Tamika became the primary breadwinner for a minute, I'm sure her man didn't just cower down and just sleep in the bed all day and eat bonbons. You know, he was out
He
trying
sat
to
on
do
the
something.
sofa for 6 months. Nah, he sat on the sofa for 6 months.
That's bonbons,
He
bro.
sat on the sofa. Yeah, he bonbonded for 6
That's
months.
bonbons, man.
But hey,
I was looking sideways, but yeah.
but then once you lit that fire, because everybody can have them. We talked about what the time frame is for letting somebody get over something. You can't be depressed or whatever forever. You know, you got to get up off your ass and do something. And like I say, it's that mindset with it, because how you gonna be jealous if you can't be jealous if you ain't bringing shit in? But the guys that most of got these problems with,
whoa.
hold on, the guys who got most of these problems, they ain't bringing nothing, but they want something. You can't sit back. You can't. It's kind of like saying, what would I do if I dated Beyonce? Well, chances are we ain't gonna be in the same place, so that's kind of unrealistic. Oh, I'm gonna treat Beyonce like I treat anybody else. Well, that's a lie. It's cute to say because you ain't in that position. And a lot of these dudes are saying stuff that they'll never be in a position for. They'll never be in a position, and they making statements about things they have no knowledge of. It's like, oh, if I had $1 million, I would. Right, dude, you ain't never had $1,000. So if you had $1 million, I guarantee you're gonna change.
You'll blow it. You'll blow it.
Right. So like I say, and that's why I'm so strong about differentiating men from dudes, because dudes look like us. Dudes look like men. You can't tell who is who until it's action time. One is gonna sit back and be like, Trina, when you gonna get a job? She's like, well, D, when you gonna get a job? Well, shit, you're a woman. You got more opportunities than me. Go out there and work here. See, a man ain't gonna say that. Like I say, we may have down times, but we're gonna promote what's gonna keep the family healthy. And then that woman who we pick by choice is gonna make us get up off our ass and go do something. I want to say, because a lot of what you said I do agree with, but it's been the age of the woman. Having a minority female has been the shit for a long time.
2001. That's age Aquarius started.
Why are you protecting them from answering my question?
Yeah, I
want to
answer your question.
I love your question.
Yeah, I want to get that before we switch subjects. So yeah, Doug. Now we want to get into Doug's question. So ladies, go ahead and answer Doug's question.
Why he couldn't get
unpack the real information. So let me finish here real quick.
Okay.
Is there value in gestures? Because some men might have the capability. If it's $25 or whatever would be his portion, he might have 3, 4, 5 times $25. In his bank account. It might not be relevant to him, other than information that says, well, she got a little something. She ain't sharing it with me. That's information. So so ladies, is there any point in a relationship, maybe not the first date, second date, whatever, is there any point in a relationship where you can get to where, hey, you know what, buy this other human being, lunch?
Absolutely. I mean, I do it. I've done it. I mean, I don't really, I can't subscribe to the I won't do anything for him. I don't even know what that is like. So if I feel that, please believe I am not dealing with you. If I don't want to do nothing for you, you're not even gonna be in my face. So I really don't get that.
Okay, so with that situation there. Or about
I know there's more detail. Tell us in more detail.
Go on and get you a drink. Go on and get you a drink, JL. Get you a drink.
Okay, so I do. That's what's in this bottle. Y'all think it's water? It's not.
Hey.
That's Pinot Grigio, a whole bottle of it. So for about 9 months, I was in a relationship with a guy, and we had chemistry.
Same guy.
There was a vibe. No. I'm gonna get to that.
A guy.
There was a vibe. We were great. He took me out all the time, and then lots of times when he would sit there and pull out his card, pull my card out. No, I got this. Anytime, because we had that connection. We was in a relationship. I saw him busting his butt. He saw me busting my butt. and we took care of each other. That's just how it was because we had developed that relationship. The gentleman that I was speaking of, that I was shopping with, this was my very first time meeting him in person. We had been chatting on the phone. He hits me up at work. Hey, Jess, I happen to be over here by your job. What you doing when you get off? I said, I'm probably going to pick up my kids some clothes over here in this plaza. There's a Starbucks. You want to go meet? He's like, sure, let's do it. We go to Starbucks. Have us a little cup of coffee. I was like, all right, cool, I'm out. Oh, you about to go buy your kids some clothes? That's what he said. I'll tag along with you. All right, if you want to hang for that experience, that's completely fine. Went in there, bought the kids some clothes. By the time I come out, I'm a fat girl. I'm hungry. I don't care what you gonna do, but I'm about to eat. You can come if you want to, but Jessica's about to eat over here at this little Chinese cuisine spot that I've been wanting to try anyway since I got this free time. We go in there, we eat or whatnot. Tab came up to about $50. And he said, you over there spent all that money on your kids, so I know you got this, right?
No. Hell no.
And I told him,
No.
I sure did spend all that money on my kids.
I was trying to drill down to, I was trying to.
So I'm just telling you that no, I am not the type that will not pay for dinners. That when I sit here and my man been driving me around all day, I will put money in his gas tank. If we over there doing those type of things, that's my man. But I just wanted to give you background on why I chose not to pay. And I asked that lady to separate the checks. His card declined. I went home.
He was violated.
Of him to even say something like that. He just met you. Boy, if you don't get up.
That's good background or information. That's what we needed. That's how.
Right. So that's why I said, let me give you the background on it. I am not I am definitely a person. I love to treat my man. If that's my man, he's treating me good. He's doing what he's supposed to do. By all means, I'm that girl. I want to cater to a man that is worth being catered to.
And those of us that know you a little better, we know, you jumping up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make your man a fish dinner.
You better know it. I sure did fry that fish at 1 o'clock in the morning. That man came off the road. I fried that fish. I sure did. Why? Because my mortgage and that car note was paid. I fried that fish at 1 a.m.
So let me ask you a couple of quick questions, Jess. Was this somebody who was trying to get familiar with you?
The crazy thing is he was a rush dude. I already could tell me and this guy was going nowhere.
No, but I'm saying that's what he wanted.
Right.
So did he offer to pay for the Starbucks?
No. The crazy thing is because I was already in there, I didn't even realize I'm just one of those I'm about to just go and do it type of person. Right. So I was the last person to order. I just ended up having my car. I just swiped. It was like $14, whatever. I didn't even pay attention that I end up paying for the Starbucks.
Oh no, she good then. She bought Starbucks, bro.
Negative.
Right,
but,
right.
I
have never had a guy just want to tag along with me and not offer to pay for something. He offered to pay for something, so you want to tag along and you want to watch me spend money. Why?
He even mentioned my car.
He
even mentioned my car. Oh, you got this car. You over here spending money on these kids. I know you got this.
That's all the more reason why I would not be trying to tag along.
Now, see, those are red flags.
Because you ain't about to spend no bread. Because especially when
on the shopping on the first date.
And even when I was shopping, he was like, I thought he was joking, but looking back, I think he was serious. He had picked up this coat. He was like, why don't you get this coat for me? And I was like, whatever. I ended up getting a coat for my son, actually. I bought it.
Same
coat? I was like, oh, that's my son's size.
I can buy this coat. It's just ain't gonna be for you.
But I think through the conversation, what I heard from you is that when it's the right person, you can tell you're going to reciprocate. And he was giving all the red flags, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is even more now. My question for the men, again, is since we are aware that I'm not going to say seasoned, established, I'm not going to put it on age, I'm not going to put it on finances, I'm just going to put it on the vibe. You're vibing each other. It's working. I'm just thinking solely on dating somebody. So I guess my question to the guys is, I lost my train of thought.
You just pulled a Trina.
Yep,
oh my God.
Well, and I'm gonna help you out where I think you were going. What it is now, these guys, these 21st century guys, these social media guys are microwave guys. They looking for sex on the first date. They look, you know, where us older people, we could actually do Netflix and chill. This new generation wants to do.
No, this is my question. No, it's not about Netflix and chill and microwave. No, it's not that. My question is for the guys, because I have a son that struggles. He's 31 years old and he's always picking the wrong woman, you know. So oftentimes I see Darren is more on the, you know, on the women's side, and I appreciate that. I'm mostly on the guy's side, women.
I'm on the right side.
I'm gonna say I'm on the guy's side. As a female, I am literally on the guy's side. I'm sorry. I have 2 daughters, so I don't know why, but I am. And the reason why is because I see, maybe it's because it's the year and the time of the women, and the men are getting the short end of the stick. I don't know what it is, but I do know that for my girls, they're able to maneuver. But for my husband, he's found his situation and is working great for him. But I'm watching my son, I'm watching my nephews, I'm watching some of the men struggle through this process. And the women, we have programs. Men have programs too, but we got programs. We got housing, we got food stamps, we got daycare, we got programs. But the men do not. And so what I've noticed is, and I guess my question back to what we were talking about is, guys, when you're out dating and when you're looking for that significant someone, because we do know from the conversation of the 3 women that are here, we will support. One of the things that made my husband, in his words, decide I was the one is I came equal. It was never and I didn't know, but I knew he didn't have much and I didn't have much. But because I came so genuine, when he got it, I had it all. But what my question is, what are you guys looking for when you're going out, meeting these women, and they are not reciprocating, they're not willing to pay, or well, maybe not with you 3, because I'm about to say, is it something that you're doing? Are you the microwave guy? Darren, we need some microwave guys so I can ask these questions.
But see, that's what I'm saying. They not looking to date. They're looking to have sex. Hold on, Roy. Hold on. Okay. But they looking at. That's what I was saying. They looking to have sex. They're not looking to date, and that's why they get disappointed so quick. Because whether a woman does it on the first date or a 5th date and going by feel, this new age dude, he wants to have sex immediately, so he doesn't want to date.
We all do.
That's why
we
we
all do.
No. We want to have sex, but we not all. But come on,
you all
Omega.
do, but there's a different
Omega.
level of pressure. There's a different amount of pressure.
Omega, when that girl get on your bike and you know you want to have sex with her, you don't tell her she got to have sex to ride that bike. You wait the system out because you're smart enough to do that. You don't say, I'm only gonna give you a ride if you're gonna do this.
I agree. So, I've never told a girl that I will only give her a ride for sex. But I have to be 100% honest with you, D. It ain't never been a woman on my bike that I wasn't sexually attracted to. Stop that.
But that's not what I'm saying. I want to though. No, right. But these new dudes, they don't want to go through the process. They just want to have sex. Period. They don't want to do nothing.
I can respect that.
If I buy Jessica Starbucks, when we get to the parking lot, she need to be pulling her pants down. That's the way these new dudes is acting, and that's why they so mad.
Starbucks, but like 3rd or 4th Starbucks. Come on, bro.
Yeah. By the 3rd or 4th time, you're right. But you know, when a woman come back for that 2nd or 3rd ride, you know, she need to be whispering in your ear, rubbing her breasts a little while you ride. It's step to the game.
$5 worth of coffee, you better be ready.
These new age dudes ain't with that. They right off the rip. They want to have sex. They want to have sex. Hey, I bought you a cheeseburger. I know that's worth 3 blowjobs. I just got you a whole meal. So we ought to be doing porn star stuff. And that's where the jealousy comes in. These guys don't want to. Omega, you ain't charging these girls gas money to get a ride.
Can we say this though, D? Hey, look, if we can be honest between me and you, okay, when you was long time ago, when you was in the game,
I'm finna fight you with that long Omega.
No, I'm talking. That was towards Trina, because this is way before Trina. You doing your thing.
It's about no old stories anyway.
In my single days,
respect. Yeah. When you're single days, okay, in your single days, you was able to get the type of action that you wanted. Yes.
Yeah, with effort. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, cool. Do you recognize the reason why you're able to wait for a woman and play the long game is because you've already had as much action as you wanted? Okay. But most dudes don't live that life. So most dudes don't get the action they want. So
they're hungry.
That's why exactly. That's why they geeking to get it. They geeking to get it. So like I said, I look at it for myself, bro. Like most dudes have to go through a black book and look for a girl, call each girl, hey, how you doing? It's 2 a.m. You know, what you doing? And the girl don't answer the phone. Or what you doing? And the girl say, you know, I'm busy, my baby away. And what you doing? And that girl say, nothing. I know where I'm going. That's most dudes. But you gotta think, I would assume me and you, Brett, like for me, if I wanted to have sex, all I have to do is answer my phone. Yet I don't look through no Rolodex. No, I don't have a black book. I just answer my phone because ain't nobody calling me. They already know what it is. But I'm not here for no relationship. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. You dig what I'm saying? So when I'm living that life,
that rapport, though, haven't you?
Right. But what I'm saying, but if because me and you have lived that life, then you can meet a Trina and not rush her for sex. But you got to understand when the average man meets his Trina, he's geeking. She's a beautiful woman. I like her. I think she could be the one. He's going to go.
So
you know
then why
go
not
overboard.
treat her like that?
And I'm gonna,
why try to treat her like a prostitute instead of being like, I really like her. Let me invest in her and get her attention.
And being somebody that dated men, I'm gonna have to disagree because, you know, even if they want to have sex with me first, of course they want to have sex first. We all know this. We all know this shit. You know, it's not like rocket science. But however, I can say that most of my experiences have not been the pressure and, you know, what these guys are saying that they do today. I haven't been in a dating field in a long time, so I really don't know what it's like out here, you know, firsthand experience just from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing, you know, hearing from other women. I have never had that amount of pressure on me just because you bought me a damn biscuit or some shit. You know, hell no, I've never ever. I know you want to have sex with me. I know you do, but they
Trina, at least you get a biscuit. Most of them ain't even trying to buy you a biscuit. It's like, oh, we had a good conversation. Can I come over?
And you know, is that recent or is that
and I might
always?
Most of the guys I encounter. My dating life, it's almost immediate. The sex, I can even go today. A conversation I had today with a guy I've been cool with, but we don't talk like that. I probably ain't talked to him probably maybe this time last year. Hit me up out of nowhere today. Hey, Jess, when the last time you had your cat?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And I could be wrong.
And I'm seeing
wait. That's a bad thing?
I was just about to say now, it's not a bad thing.
Is that a bad thing? What is it? You can tell she on the men's side.
And sometimes I think it really comes down to who you choose to entertain. And I think that's why I really haven't had that, because I am selective. I'm not no text kind of girl. No, you're gonna call me. I'm gonna talk to you. I need to feel you. I need to feel your energy to the phone, you know, before we go out and all the other stuff. So I'm not getting that shit, you know.
Excuse me. The thing with this guy is he has never come at me like that. So it kind of took me off, like, where's this coming from? But a lot of guys that I get, like, okay, we'll have one great conversation and it's like, oh, so when am I coming over? Why would you do that? Are you coming here
because we had a great conversation?
Right, let Roy get heels in. Let Roy get heels in. He done turned his camera on.
He on the camera, boy. Roy on the camera, boy.
As the one that's out here that's dating is not in a serious relationship, who wants to be in a serious relationship, Darren, I'm gonna roll back to something that you used to say all the time when we first started doing the show. Is that men are trained. You want to call us dogs? We are just like dogs, because men can be trained to do the things that women want them to do. And that is a reality of how we are. We don't do stuff. And we've said this, and I know this was a number that Darren didn't agree with, I think, before. But I used to say that 95% of everything a man does, he does for the attention of a woman. Ladies, to answer Tamika's question about why this stuff is happening is because there are women out there who are allowing it to happen and who are doing it, who are giving that Jessica, that phone call that Jessica got, it's some chick that it may have been the third or fourth call he made, but some chick said, oh, nothing, come over here and do something. That's how they're doing that. These guys are at a point in their lives where they have been, and listen, we can call it culturally, we can call whatever it is. When you got, and I said this point on another show a couple of days ago, when WAP is the song of the year and is being played on national television at 8 o'clock at night, We are at a
It's
completely
WAP.
different state. Huh?
It's WAP.
Wow, well, whatever
I
it is.
wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say that. Let I'm talking.
WAP.
I don't, whatever. I don't listen to the song, so I don't know.
It's like, as bad as I want to say something bad about WAP, we had Lil Kim, so you know, I don't want dick tonight. We had all that, so I'm about to sit here and.
Trina, here's the difference. Trina, here's the difference when we had.
There
Lil'
is
Kim.
a difference. There's a difference.
Yes, it is. Little
There's a
Kim
big
didn't
difference.
get airplay like that on
Exactly.
in the middle of the night.
That's true.
She
That's
was
what's
not.
different.
Yeah,
It's the
it's a big
accessibility
difference.
to it. Little Trina stuff or Lil' Kim stuff, and Trina was edited. It was
And we
it
didn't
was
have
separate.
social
You could only
media.
hear the
We didn't have
radio.
TikTok and all this other
And that's
stuff.
It was
the difference.
underground.
That's the difference. We didn't have
So
social
here's
media.
the other piece to that, though. Here's the
Not
other piece
with
to that.
what we had.
I'm glad that you walked away from that dude the way that you did, because that's exactly what he is. He's one of these new microwave dudes that we've been talking about. But the key is like, yes, what is that reciprocation? One, a man isn't going to ask you to do that kind of stuff. A gentleman won't ask you to do those kind of things. He'll wait for you to offer. Darren, you didn't know. I done told a story about the chick that I was dating the one time, and I knew she had money. She was driving a Benz. She was a nurse. It was whatever. We had gone out like 3 or 4 times. I paid for all those dates because that's what I did. We were scheduled to go out, and I could not do it because my daughter needed some extra money. And at the time, I was on a strict budget. So I sent my daughter my entertainment money for my grandkid that she needed something she needed to do. So I called the young lady and I said, hey, listen, we're going to have to cancel our date. I didn't say we have to cancel date. I said, I'm not going to be able to take you out this week because I had to send some money to my daughter for something that she needed some help with. Now, I was hoping to hear one or two things. One, don't worry about it, Roy. Let's still get together. I got you. Or two, well, you know what? We ain't got to do nothing that costs no money. Let's go ahead and do what we're going to, let's go ahead and figure something out.
Was this first date? I just question. Was this first date?
No.
He said he's been dating for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, we had gone out a few times. And she gonna tell me, well, when you get some more money, we can go out. Needless to say,
we'll reschedule. You're such a good dad.
Hey, that's dirty.
No, that's your answer.
She literally calls me 2 months later asking me, well, why you didn't call me back? I said, baby, you showed me that you didn't want me for nothing but to finance your dating habit. I'm like, we had gone out I think it had been 4 times. And listen, it wasn't like we was even scheduled to go nowhere major. We was going to
hit that already.
So I'm like, we're real men do in today's time who are out here dating. We are looking for reciprocation. Like you said, it may not be like Doug said, it may not be the first. Hold on, it may not be the first date. It may not be the second date. It may not be the third date. But don't make me feel like you're not putting anything into this, because everything that you got going on in your life, guess what? I got the same situations 9 times out of 10.
So by fourth date, you said y'all had went out like 4 times already. By 4th date, how close have y'all gotten? Was there any kind of petting, any kind of anything, or was it just like?
We did, yeah, we did. That's why when I didn't call her back, she
did or you did?
No, I don't. See, okay, so here's another thing. No, she did it. I always let a woman initiate that kind of stuff. Unless we talk or unless we've got some sort of serious vibe going on, I may grab her hand.
And I was just wondering. By 4th date, Shorty feeling you. I'm sorry. We know when we know we want to have sex with you by date 4. Whether we do or don't is here or there. But so we kind of know if we feeling you by date 4. So that's kind of strange for her to.
That was the point. That's what made it so. That's what made it so frustrating, I guess, or whatever. Because she had shown all those signs. She was the one who we were sitting at the restaurant. She came and sat on the other side of the booth with me, all hugged up. She had done all that because I let her initiate it. Huh?
Maybe she was cold. I'm just being like, seriously.
You know what? It could also be that she wanted to be respected.
It don't sound right. Like it's not. It's really either she was really G'ing you and she was doing all that to keep you spending money, I can't see why, because it's not like you was really spending no money. You going out on dates. That ain't, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to discount it. Like, you ain't spending no money, but you're not doing nothing that's benefiting her. She can feed her damn self. She can go cook or something.
She just providing me a strip club type service.
That's why it's like.
But see, listen, hold up, real quick. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna close out my part. But see, this is the point that Darren be making. That one of the things that he says that I always agree with. Y'all wouldn't do that because of the type of women that you are.
Oh, baby, you don't, honey, you must not know what type of woman I am. I have been. You don't know. Because let me tell you, baby, when I say I am a hustler, I am a G, I will G the hell out of a man. During my times, boy,
long time
ago. But baby,
if I'm bored at the time, ain't got nothing else to do. Yeah, I'm sorry, I play that role.
Yes, I sure would.
And let me just say this, Omega. We done had this conversation. We talked about the drink. I ain't finna get mad at nobody about a drink. Oh yeah, I'm finna put Trina on her G mode. I tried it. Some dude was talking about, can I get some pictures? I said, Trina, send that dude your cash app and let him send you some money. Oh, we not finna play these games. Oh, if you offering it, because you still ain't getting no pictures because you can't get the money back from Cash App. Oh, you talking about hustles over here now, especially for the team. We will hustle. Ain't no shame in that, and that's present day.
Hey, D, that's because, like I said, you able to exist with what's happening right now. I'm gonna give you an example. Same thing. Okay, so I broke my leg on riding the motorcycle, right?
Right.
So my lady had to literally take care of me. Not necessarily move out of her house, but come stay with me. I can't get out the bed. I can't move. My whole body messed up, right? So we go into the gas station. I'm in the passenger seat. I can't walk. I can't get out. She gets out to pump the gas. Naturally, it's a dude. He can't see that I have a broke leg and crutches in the car. He just see black man sitting in the passenger seat, woman outside pumping the gas. So he yelled over, hey, man, it's messed up. That man ain't pumping that gas. If it was me, I pump the gas. She looks through the window and laugh at me. So I roll the window down and crack it. I tell her, hey, tell him to pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I exist in this atmosphere. So go ahead, tell him go ahead, fill that door all the way up. Listen, tell him get us right. And then we're gonna ride on out. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. So man, I can't tell you how many times I done been to a club, a bar, and a man buy. Now he don't know he doing it, but he buy not only my lady a drink, but he buy me a drink. Like for any dude, and I look at it like he got it coming because, hey, bro, if you ask a lady what she drinking and then she say a Bacardi, a Coke, and a Hennessy, hey, bro, if you don't know that's what her dude, something wrong with you, bro. And she bring that, hey, bro, and she bring the Hennessy right to me, and I toast him. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Like, good luck to it.
But see, that goes to what I said. If you lead with money, then you're gonna get played for your money. You can't get mad about nothing else because that G that Omega, me and you done been through. We're gonna send a drink, because we're gonna tell the bartender, get her another one, and we ain't gonna say ask her what she drinking. We're gonna say get her another one. And then we're gonna see what her response is. Because that's what old school G's do. We don't sit there and play ourselves for stupid. And so when guys do this, what responsibility is the woman held to? Should she not accept gifts because, oh, you know what a drink mean? A drink mean you thought I was thirsty, player. That's all a drink mean.
Where you get that from, D?
It mean you was hoping that something else was gonna happen. But a drink ain't never led to gratuitous sex. A drink plus game leads to gratuitous sex. A drink plus game.
Where you get the game from? Where you get the game from, D?
You get the game from, hey,
I'm saying you personally.
Yeah, I'm finna say from that Lion King. You sit back and what was the big lion name? Simba. You sit back and watch Simba.
Mufasa.
Yeah, okay, Simba sit back and watch Musafa, because that's how you get it right. I used to tell the story about when I used to hang out at strip clubs. Little young boy wanted to fight me. He's like, why all these girls hang with you? Oh, I'm finna fight you. Dude, if you were smart, you sit back over here and hang out with me and figure out why all them want to hang with me, and I ain't spending no money because I got a cool vibe. But you don't understand that, because that's what young boys want to do. You want to flash money. And when you flash money, guess what? You're going to run across Trina. You're going to run across Jessica. And Tamika knows she worked in the club. The women going to come get that money, but then they're going to go back to doing what they like. What you like will overweigh money sometimes. When you do what you do for money, what you got to when it's time to get paid. When you want to have fun, you do what you like, not what's paying you.
Right.
So if you don't understand that hustle and you get with people who understand this, you lose out on a lot. Bo talking about by the fourth date, there should be some type of appreciation. Bo, by the fourth date, in reality, we should be way past gratuitous nudity.
Okay.
If you playing your cards right, because you know the vibe. You know whether or not Trina said something really important. You know whether or not you ease closer to her or she ease closer to you. So if you paying attention to these, you know what's going on. And now what you got to do is, Omega, this is where me and you kings at. I ain't gonna put Doug in this because Doug was a good dude.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Doug was
So
a bad dude.
when that woman ease up close to you and our radar go up, because we see why she easing close to us. Is she easing close to me to tell me she want another drink, or she easing close to me just to be close to me and we having small talk? Right. See, if she ease up on me and tell me she thirsty, I already know where to put her. She a gold digger. But if she ease up on me and she start telling me I smell good and we start talking about other stuff, because she's smart, she's still thirsty, she gonna wait doing all this talking and be like, see,
I was just about to say, Darren.
Let me get another round.
I'm not never gonna hint that I want no money. I ain't never, ever in my life ever asked nobody for no money, but I always get it. Always get it.
Yeah, but
she's still out the center console. But go ahead, Tamika.
I was gonna say to you that sometimes just because she done eased up on you and didn't ask for a drink, don't mean she's not smart.
Right.
Hey Darren, why I asked you, let me tell you why I asked you where you got the game from. And what I'm hearing is you got the game from watching the older players. The reason why I asked that is because what I would like everyone to understand, even the women on the panel and any other women that might be watching this show, is that the dating scene or the dating pool or the average man right now, let's be honest, didn't grow up with a man in the house. He didn't learn the game. He didn't grow up with strong uncles. He didn't learn the game. He didn't grow up playing football where he's surrounded by all men and you learn the hierarchy amongst men. So he doesn't have the game. So what you got to understand is this is why someone like Kevin Samuels is popular, is because he's an older guy who is giving, regardless of whether, listen, I don't know if that man gay, I ain't gonna speak on that, right. But whether he gay or not, the things he are saying is facts. But the problem is he's giving you the extreme view of the fact. So now most of us who grew up with game, grew up with a father, or grew up watching the older heads, or this was observative and just had a little game on our own. So we was able to see the game and learn those hard facts, and we don't go to the extreme. Kevin Samuels is popular because he's giving the game, which is true, to men who didn't have that. And if you notice, most of the men who is hyping him, most of the men who is angry at women, most of the men who are jealous of women didn't really have that male structure to understand what the game was. So I say all of that to say is the reason why y'all are coming across these men they seem feminine, they seem like they whine and they seem like they can't get it, is all I'm saying is they've never been exposed to it.
But let me ask you this, if they've never been exposed to it, because Darren said he got the game from the players. What does that say about the men now that's supposed to be giving the game to the microwave boys? So where is this disconnect occurring? Because I agree. If you from Atlanta, you know about the players and you know about
when you married your husband, did you already have kids or all of the kids his?
No, I had one child.
Okay.
He was 2 years old.
Okay. So your husband was there to give that young boy the game. Right now, stepdaddy's not in. Right
what
now.
Do you mean? What do you mean?
Right, because most men don't want to be a stepdaddy. And then most women don't want this dude coming in here telling my son what to do. We don't live by the
Why don't men want to be stepdaddies? I'm not into dating. I don't know.
Because one, it's not their baby. Two, so look, I'm a stepfather.
Because men back in the days love being stepdads. My son had about 15 stepdads.
But things is different.
I ain't got no problems.
Men love, but men love being stepdaddies back in the day because women allowed them to be step, small, lowercase, daddy, uppercase. He was able to be daddy. We don't live by the village. When I was young, I grew up in the South and young. So when I was young, if I'm going down the street, this ain't my grandma. This ain't none of my aunties, but if I'm walking down the street cussing, the old lady heard me cussing, she'll come out her yard, whoop my butt, take me to my grandma, and then I get another whooping. We're raised by the village.
I agree with you.
We're not. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I agree with you because I have heard so many times from women, that's my child, let me do, so it's like, either
Right.
you're
So
gonna let him help you raise this child.
if you're a woman and you raising a little boy and he is around no man, period. He ain't never went with your boyfriend to the barbershop and just listen to men talking in the barbershop. Think about this realistically. How many women who have little boys, I'm taking my son to the barbershop because I don't know this dude I'm dealing with. All right, shorty, why you dealing with him? If that man can't take your son to the barbershop, why you dealing with him? Because we all should know that when you as a woman walk in the barbershop, the conversation is different than if it's all men. So let the stepdaddy, if you trust him. Now, again, if you don't trust him, don't do it because you understand there's a lot of crazies out here. So I get that. But if this is a man that you trust and you respect, let him take your son. You don't need to be there to interject into every fucking thing. Take your titty out that little boy mouth and let the stepdaddy raise him because the daddy ain't. So what you got to lose? But that's not happening. And because that's not happening, you got to understand we got a whole generation of men who didn't grow up with daddies or stepdaddies because they mamas was like, I'm protecting my son. I'm not listen to what I said. I'm not faulting the women. They were protecting their sons. I'm not gonna have any man around my son. Okay, cool. But now your son grows up with no men. He don't grow up having a personal relationship with his football coach unless you're sleeping with him. You understand?
Because they'll say I'm not having no men around my son when in reality it's like I'm not letting no man raise my son because he's still at the house. He's still coming over.
So how do we break this mindset? How do we break these mentalities? Because if you have single moms, which we all know that you do, we have single moms because a lot of times we start relationships and we have sex, as Darren said, sex is happening and there's no protection occurring. So there are babies that are happening. So this cycle is continuing, but it's getting worse. So what are we gonna do as the older and the pimps and the players and the old, I ain't gonna say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. So what are we gonna do to mold and ground these people to understand? Because again, we did have, it may not have been our best teachings, but we did have men that showed you how to, and it may not have been your dad or your uncle, but you did see swag. Mm-hmm. You did see that. So now that we're not seeing that, what are we doing?
This is where we got to stop the bashing and we got to start taking accountability and responsibility. There are still guys out there. There are still men out there who love the thought of being a stepdaddy. There's still women out there who love it. That's very true. But what we got to quit doing is if I'm in that mindset, and I'm gonna use me and Trina for example. As much as I was into Trina, nothing could go any further until I spent time with Trina and her kids to see how she interacted around her kids. See, I could have been caught up in everything about Trina, but I knew Trina had 2 kids, and when me and Trina first started our relationship, our situationship, it was only the 2 of us. When I decided it was time to go further, we had to have the kids involved so we could get that vibe. See, that part is missing. But because too many people are getting so caught up in their physical pleasure, just because we have great sex don't mean we're gonna be a great couple. And that's where a lot of people are failing because they won't separate the 2. You can have great sex with somebody, and you know my term, when I first started, I used to talk about layaway girlfriends and boyfriends. We're gonna have great sex for 90 days and you got to go, because I realized this relationship ain't going no further. But for the women who I saw potential, the women, because I've dated ladies who I knew weren't gonna be long term. I didn't treat them the same way. And see, we want to treat everybody the same way, but everybody don't deserve the same thing. When I talk to women, I tell women, quit calling a dude your king just because he bring you to an orgasm. When you call him king or you gonna submit to him, make sure he's earned that right. And you can't earn that right simply through sex. When Trina had her first issue, I was in Georgia, but I still stepped up. See, Trina didn't ask me for nothing, and I could have said, "Damn, you know, I could have been like the average dude. I'd be like, damn, yo, for real, that's fucked up," and said, "All right, I'll holler at you later when you get that shit straight." I said, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna fix that problem," and I was done with that. Trina had a choice. She could accept my help, or she could be that strong black woman. She chose to accept my help, which made her a strong black woman. So that's how
do we teach that to the young boys, though? What you knew and what you did with Trina, how do we
Trina,
teach that
what
to the young
made
boys?
you? I'm sorry, Trina. What made you accept his help?
That's a good
Or
question.
what made you feel? What made you feel comfortable?
She just said she doesn't turn it down, right?
So you're saying that you would accept the help from anyone, or was it something in particular for this particular help?
I think she logged off for a minute. When she come back, we'll get her back on. But the point is as men, as dudes, because that's what we all start off. We all start off at a dude stage. When I first met her, I was a dude. As we progressed in a relationship, I became that man. Because I do that with all women. Because I ain't finna make a woman be the center. We just dating. I like the way you look. As Omega said, yeah, I'm thinking about sex. I ain't thinking about 5 years down the road. As we interact and I see more with you, I promote you. Like I tell women, promote a guy from being your maintenance man to being this, to this, and then give him these titles. But off the rip, we start giving titles just because, oh, that's my boyfriend. Just because you had sex with him don't make you a boyfriend, but you don't want to seem loose. Trina, Tamika had a question for you. Why'd you accept help from me when the first time when you had a real problem? I said, okay, I'm gonna fix that.
Why did I accept it?
Yeah.
Like 100% honest. I needed it. Shit.
No. The reason why I'm asking,
would you have accepted anybody's help, or was he special, or would you have accepted anybody's help at that moment in time where you
I would have took anybody. Honestly, if you're gonna offer me the money, I mean, I need it. I'm gonna take it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but I was saying you didn't tell me you needed the money. You told me what the problem was, and I just fixed the problem.
I didn't tell you I needed money. Yeah, like I said, I ain't never asked nobody for no money. I asked Darren for money. If he married, I don't ask him for no money.
Right, I understand.
So yeah, when we're teaching or we're watching, everybody wasn't in that same category. There were other women I was sleeping with who, if they would have told me their phone was about to get cut off, I'd be like, shit, I guess we'll be talking through Messenger. I wouldn't have offered nothing because they were just there for sex. But I never tried to lead them to believe they were my girlfriend. And in this newfangled society, that's what everybody want to call everybody. When we know we got cut butters, when we know we got situationship entanglements or whatever you want to call them. And that's where we got to stop, because I joke about this all the time, but I tell guys all the time, if you let a woman believe she's the only one and you know she ain't, when she busts your windows, you can't say shit. Let her know she ain't the only one. That way she get a way to make a choice. And everybody can make choices, because this is still a competition. This is a competitive world. When you a good dude, women want you. When a woman is a good woman, dudes want her. That competition don't go away because if you stand still other dudes, then I ain't gonna waste my time. Buy in, because you ain't prepared for the heat. Because if you get a good looking woman, she gonna get fans. When a woman get with a good looking dude, she know he gonna get fans. Trina saw the girls I used to post every week from my view from security.
Yeah.
So if she got an insecure issue going on, then I ain't the right guy for her. Because these women ain't gonna go anywhere just because she becomes my girlfriend. Trina was the first one to notice that all my stances were the same. She's like, you doing the same pose all the time. Ain't none of these girls special. They just photo ops. So that gave me an insight into her mentality. But again, it's where do we rank these people? Me and Trina, y'all know me and Trina talked about everything. Trina has had sex with guys that had no potential to become a boyfriend or a future dude. And there are some that she probably gave the opportunity and they just slid up under it and didn't want it. And then she let them go, or she continued whatever the situation was, but she never gave them promotion. Because she didn't call every dude a boyfriend. But women love to say that because they don't want to seem loose to other people. If you stop telling people your business,
none of your dang business.
if you stop sharing all your business with everybody, you ain't got to keep qualifying who you have sex with or who you don't have sex with.
Right.
But boyfriend, every time I see boyfriend on social media, that means that's who I'm sleeping with, and they go through boyfriends like that.
I commend you and Trina. And I've said this in my group, and I don't know why you didn't invited Trina to join as a member, but hey, that's another topic. But I commend you guys, but I want you to also be mindful that everybody is not as open as you two are about the discussions that you have. Because you are open to different lifestyles, it allows you both to be open to have these kind of conversations. Not saying that people that don't have them don't have real relationships.
But you're right.
It's just the dynamics that you have placed on what you require from each other, and it works well for you. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because oftentimes when you share the openness that you have, everyone shouldn't believe that that's just a standard. It works for you too, and it works amazingly for you too.
And the crazy thing is, like, I think that even if we weren't open to like other types of relationship, like all alternative whatever types of relationships, at the base of it, one of the biggest problems with a lot of relationships is that people don't take the time to be friends. They just want to jump straight into being lovers. Because if you are truly your friend, as a lot of women would love to say, oh, he's my best friend, but there's certain things you can't talk about with him. There's certain things he can't talk about with him, with you. That's not your best friend.
That's not true. I have best friends that I don't talk about everything with. I have best friends, and I have friends.
Best friend,
everybody has a role. Everybody has a role. Yeah. There's a role to play. There's expectations in that role. And what I share, I have multiple groups, and each group serves a purpose for my needs. Okay. And I've done this recently as I'm approaching 50. I've identified what Tamika needs. And if Tamika needs something, that don't mean I'm sharing everything with everybody, because what I share is not for everybody. So my best friend is my husband, but there's still my girlfriends that I share things with that I can't share with my husband. And the reason why he gets the title of my best friend is because to me, a best friend is more than just who I can confide in. A best friend has a lot of attributes. He has all of those, and some things, and maybe this is me because I learned it from my mom, some things I got to take to my grave. Some things ain't coming out my mind to come out my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Would you say
that for me, and you know, everybody got their own definitions for everything. He probably wouldn't be my best friend, but he would be my favorite friend. You're my favorite friend. But my
30 years, that's my best friend.
I mean, like I said,
my friend about as long as my mama.
Hey, if that's how you define it, that's how you define it. But for me, that's not how I would define it. He would just be my favorite friend. Mm-hmm. But there, you know, my best friend, my bestie, my bestie, there ain't a damn thing I can't say to my bestie.
That's some new stuff. Bestie is a new word. That's some new slang.
Bestie short for best friend.
I know what it is.
Friend, you know, but my best friend, there ain't a damn thing I can't tell my best friend. Right. I don't ever have to feel like I can't.
I just cut my best friend at 35 years off.
It made me think of this one dude I was dealing with. I knew he was dealing with other chicks, whatever. He was always honest, so whatever. But one time we was having sex, and he was like, "Damn, you my favorite bitch." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, I was okay with it because, like, you know, I'm not the only, but I'm the favorite. But okay, whatever.
Gotta take the compliment. Wait. Take pride in the fact that he talks so much.
I'll take the favorite.
Everyone wants communication, honest, effective communication. He was forthright and complimentary. So
yeah, you know, I took it. I was cool with it. Okay, I'll be the favorite bitch.
Relish in that.
I think we're dancing around the real issue, which is people not being honest.
You're crazy.
If you have a motivation to do something or get something from someone, so if I'm hooking up with you because I want you to feed me on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm running another guy on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, that's my motivation. And so by the fourth date, yeah, you might have figured me out. Maybe take you to the 10th date. I don't know. How close are we getting? How far am I keeping you away from me? All of those things. Same thing if you flip it. If he thinks he's going to get something from me and he's producing something that I want, how long can that happen? How long can we use each other to get what we want? Or before somebody catches feelings?
People like that aren't looking to catch feelings. They aren't looking for a relationship. They know it's going to be something temporary. So
but they're not honest about it. And then they
a lot of people who aren't looking to keep you in their life are not going to be honest. Let's just be real. I can sit here and say that I went through a phase of just really casually dating, and I will sit here and say I had 3 separate dates in one day. I had no intentions on going any further with any of these guys except, you know what, I'm gonna eat good today. Mm-hmm. That was it. So why do I need to be honest? Right?
Can I ask?
Whether they ghost you or whether you ghost them. And you know, one of the things I noticed about ghosting, I have ghosted and I've been ghosted. By the time I realized I was ghosted, it was like so long ago because I didn't care any damn way. So, you know, if you ghost somebody, they not hitting you up because they don't care anyway. They know them vibes ain't there. They know it's not there, you know? Right. So you don't really just say like, oh, I just want to have you buy me 3 meals and then I'm going to leave you alone. It just kind of happened and you just fade away.
Let me
There are
let
people
me
who
ask.
ghost who
Can
have
I ask y'all,
given
ladies?
a long
Can I
term.
ask?
That I don't think ghosting only happens for superficial relationships. I've seen and I've experienced a ghosting after multiple months. All of a sudden, disappearing acts. The whole book written about it. So I think people do that.
Jess, can I just ask, and to all the women, but you said you've been on a date with 3 dates in a day,
Yes.
and none of the men were someone that you saw potentially long term. My
Mhm.
question to you would be why?
I was
What's the purpose?
out of
Because
at
you're
that
not
time-
you're not the Section 8, baby mama, the quotations that most men,
No.
the stereotype that most men use of why I don't want to go on a date. You're not that, because you've been with a man and you've paid this. You've paid your share. Dang, he took me out this amount of times. I paid. So you're not the average woman. So my question to you is, and to all the women on the panel, what is the point to go out to eat with a man you're not sexually attracted to or you don't see any future with? Because do you all recognize that we don't do that ever as men? If I'm asking you for a date, it's because I think you could be the one.
So for me, at that particular, honestly, with me, it depends on where I am in life.
Okay.
And honestly, at the point I am now in life, only thing I'm seeking is a relationship. If it's not looking as a relationship, there's no point in me talking to you. That we're not having sex. Nothing's about to happen if I'm not actually seeing you as a potential partner. At that time, when I went on 3 different dates with 3 different guys, I had just separated from my ex-husband. And at the time, I was trying to get out the house. I just wanted someone to talk to. And the crazy thing is, I believe one of the guys, I actually told him that. I told him, look, this is what's going on with me. I'm used to having someone to call. I'm used to someone checking on me. I'm used to a certain routine. And it's like these people were spilling that routine. Not that I wanted my ex-husband back. When you are with somebody, you're used to a routine.
That's
and
a real
I'm
answer.
a routine type of person. So when all I really wanted, honestly, at the time was conversation. These guys asked me out because we were having dope conversations. I went out with them. But those are things I was used to doing. So that's where I was at that point in my life. But like I said, it really, for me, it depends on where my mind is at the time. I have had a very childish mindset at certain times. I will admit, I think we all can sit here and say that. And I had my little play moments. But as far as where I am now, if it's not looking towards a relationship, there's no point.
And for me, like when I did it, I was emotionally unavailable. I wasn't available emotionally.
What do you mean by that?
There was something to do. I knew that I was not emotionally available.
What does that mean? Emotionally unavailable?
I don't want love.
You don't
right
feel
now.
anything.
I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to be free and I want to have fun and I just want to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't have to answer to nobody. I can't love you right now. I just can't love you right now, either because I'm stuck on the last dude or I'm not over it, whatever, but I can't love you right now. Even if you got strong feelings for me, it's not there. My mind, my heart, it's not ready yet. And you're something to do in the meantime, because I'm
Trina, let me ask you a question.
Exactly.
Let me ask a question to that. Trina, do you tell the person that?
That's what I was going to ask.
That's if I even recognize that at the moment, because I can't say that at those times I recognized that I was emotionally unavailable. It was one of those hindsight 2020 things. Like, damn, like how come I didn't want, like, oh shit, it took me, I probably was like mid-30s before I even realized what emotionally unavailable was, and that I have been through that a few times. And I'm thinking I'm just out here having fun. I just couldn't love nobody. I couldn't.
Can we all say that y'all, and when I say y'all, I mean Black women and us, Black men, are dealing with our own traumas individually.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go to therapy, the majority of us. And when we do, we kind of got it like, I'm going to listen to him, but I'm going to go to church on Sunday, so what he say don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
agree.
we're not really going by what the therapist say. And can we just say that we all are dealing with our own issues of being broken, whatever you want to call the reasons why those issues happen, whether you want to say slavery, white people, Black people, that's your own thing. But can we all just say we all dealing with traumas and that we are getting into relationships before we're ready? Because Trina, what you just said, even still, I asked, why would you, get into the relationship? You saying, well, I didn't even know, that I was in that place.
But I didn't get in a
can we
relationship.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I did say that, but I take it back. Not being in a relationship, but I'm dating and I'm meeting other people and I'm interacting with other people's lives, but I don't recognize that right now I'm not ready to. And I understand what you're saying.
Hold up. And see, I disagree. It's not that I wasn't ready to interact with. I was ready to interact. I was ready to interact with on the fun side. I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to love you. I don't
but you could have fun with your girls. You could have got a dog. You could have you could have had fun with a dog.
No, you don't get to call that
jumping. You could have did anything.
Did you say a dog?
Do you
understand? Like a deal, like a ruff
dog? Yes. The point that I'm making is this. Is think about the man, because for y'all it's not that big
That's
of a
great
deal.
point.
It's
That's
not
a great
that
point.
It's not that big of a deal to y'all. Hear me out. Hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. For you as a woman, it's not that big of a deal. I was going through a place. I didn't recognize it in the moment, but later I recognized I'm in a bad place and I'm not good for this dude. I don't even want love. That's what you said. So now what I'm saying to you is, this is the point I'm making, not who's right or who's wrong. What I'm saying is, can y'all as women recognize, because all of y'all women say, yeah, girl. We all knew that time. So can y'all recognize that you have met men who are going through the same shit y'all was going through? And that's the reason why he seemed like a dickhead. He seemed like he couldn't get it together. He seemed like whatever. The man is dealing with trauma.
Right.
Can you understand why a man might ask you why you bring to the table, what you bring to the table, when the last woman used him of $5,000 and he ain't getting no pussy? Can you recognize he's going through trauma?
Oh yeah, that's all him.
Can we recognize we all going through trauma? Men, women, all of us. Go ahead.
I do agree with you. And see, my thing is, I know you said that
$5,000 and then get none. I'm sorry, somewhere between dollar number 100. You should have been looking.
But what if I said that to
you? But why? But why? Why should he? But why? Why should?
But what if I said that? What if I said that? What if I said that to you as a woman?
Expectation.
What if I said that to you?
Let's not sit here and act like. Let's not sit here and act like every man that go on a date with a woman is looking for love, because they damn sure ain't. A lot of times we know that they ain't, and we ain't either. So let's not make it seem like every man looking for love, because they not.
That's right. So listen, let me ask the men on the panel. Let me ask the men on the panel. Let me ask the men on the panel. To you, Doug, and everybody. Let me ask you, Doug. How many times have you went on a date? Hold on.
They're already out the game.
I'm okay, but they can still speak.
They're looking for somewhere to live.
Yeah,
that's what you think. I respect how you think. I respect how you feel. But imagine me saying, most of these women just looking for a paycheck. You're gonna say to me that ain't true?
No, it's not true.
At the end of the day, I look at it like this. I look at it like this. This is a dog eat dog world. Either you're gonna eat or you're gonna get ate up. I mean, shit. Sometimes you play and you win. Sometimes you play and you lose. It is what it is. It's life. This game of life. It is what it is. You know, sometimes people come in your path. They get chewed up and spit up, and sometimes you get chewed up and you get spit up. But you dust yourself off. You get your ass up and you play again.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. Can y'all recognize as women that happens with us men, and we're not assholes?
I've already said yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, to the other women, my bad.
I think what we all need to agree. I think we all need to agree that us men, and see, y'all get mad, but don't get mad. Us men, or those men, not me. Those men.
It's a long time ago.
Those men will make a booty call, and it might be anticipated and desired by you and welcome. Maybe it's not, but you better expect a booty call. At the same time, sometimes ladies, y'all are wanting and expecting and looking forward to a foodie call, where he's gonna take you out and you ain't gonna do nothing else. It's just food.
There's no equivalent.
And
that's
it's
not
so
even
you
cool.
say that, because like for me, I don't care.
That's
I never get any shit if you took me to eat a
Ari,
meal.
why you say it's not close?
I'm just saying,
Ari, hold on.
Guys, because you might be under some kind of direct.
I agree with you, Doug. I agree with Doug. Ari, why you say that's not close?
I mean, I can feed myself.
That is her body. That's two different things.
Yeah, they're two different things.
Hold on. I feel y'all. Listen. This is what I said. This is
I
what
have
I heard.
a real problem with a woman's body being transactional to food. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I respect that.
That's one of my biggest
I respect that.
bones
Do
in
you
my
understand?
craw.
Do you understand how many men have an affinity to their ejaculation being compared to their wallet. So I get it. You're saying you could feed yourself. Okay, cool. I could beat my own meat. But at the end of the day, we still going on this date, and we both know why I asked you for this date.
But hold up, you should be wanting to get ejaculation
to
being compared to his wallet. Hold up.
Don't get mad.
A man can get sex without spending money.
Yes, he can.
Yes, the hell
And he can spend money
Give me an example.
without spending money. So you know what I mean? It just-
Give me
it
an
just depends
example.
on what
Give me
type
an
of
example.
chick you are.
Give me an example of a man getting sex without spending money. I don't believe that.
Just like the
Easy. I look at old boy.
We
We look at each other. We know what it is. Like, okay, call me. Man, look, I had a date at a park, okay? At a park. We ain't do jack shit, but sit on a bench, talk for a little bit. He was like, yo, I'm gonna call you later. He called me later, came over, I opened the door, I'm in my shit. I already know what I want from you. You ain't got
Did y'all
no
smoke?
money on me.
Did y'all smoke?
What does that have to do with it?
Did y'all drink? Because that costs money. That's because that costs money. That's the thing that y'all ladies don't recognize. Is the things that we do. Cool. Because it's cool. I'm not upset over $5, but $5 is $5.
I hear what you're saying, but no, we didn't smoke.
Okay, but I give you a stick of gum.
I was feeling him sexually. He was feeling.
But we don't.
Sexually.
But most
He came
men.
over,
But
we smashed BM,
most
that's it,
men.
no money.
But most men don't.
I'm sorry. He spent his gas.
All right, then that's money. Most men don't want your money. Most men don't.
So
Can
if
we
he
say
spent
that?
his gas to come see me, or I spend my gas to see him, you really come on now. Let's stop.
No, I'm not comparing that. I'm not comparing that. Let me just say this.
Yeah, but Omega, you jumping down a ditch because if you're gonna compare money, then when she get her hair done,
that's money. That's what I said.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
but you
doing-
kept
not
saying
comparing that.
no. Hear me out now, because you kept saying if he spend money for it, everybody spends money. Whether she wash her hair, so that's a moot point.
Right.
But one of the things
I
that
agree
Trina,
with that.
but one of the
That's
things
not
that
the point
Trina is. Leave me out.
Go
One
ahead,
of the things
go,
that Trina, because we gotta go. One of the things Trina is leaving out, and because she don't realize it, is when she said she was hanging out with some of these dudes. You got to figure out what hanging out means. See, when a woman does certain things, Trina ain't invite most of these dudes over to her house. They hanging out at bars and drinking. So anything that he assumes is on him, because she ain't saying come pick me up here, come drop me off, come in. So she ain't leading him down a path. He's just hoping for a pair. So that's what we got to make better decisions. Because
I agree with. Hey, Bert, let me just say this. I agree with everything you just said. She not leading him down a path,
and a lot of women aren't.
Cool. She didn't tell him to come meet him. She didn't tell him to do none of that. Okay. Now think of it from the man's perspective. I'm not leading you down a path. I didn't tell you to give me the pussy. I didn't tell you none of this, but I'm expecting the shit. That's all. That's the only point I'm making.
That's right.
Cool.
Right.
Respect.
But
listen. I'm not upset. I'm not upset with it being on me. Most men are not upset with it being on them. What most men are upset with, if y'all listen to them, is the fact that when it's on me, I take the shit on the chin. When it's on you, there's magically hashtags and we on social media and all type of crazy shit.
No, because
I'm saying most men, but you a diamond in the rough. I'm talking most men. I'm not talking about diamonds in the rough.
But she ain't
I'm
a
talking
diamond.
about most women.
She ain't a diamond in the rough. Duh, when you go out, do you expect for them to automatically say, "Oh, he bought me something. Let me drop my drawers"?
That's
men,
not what I said.
But
when he go out,
but
hey, Doug, have
Omega,
you ever asked a woman out you didn't want to have sex with?
Omega, you gotta let me answer, baby. You gotta let me answer.
Go ahead.
No, I don't expect that. To me, really don't.
What I asked was, have you ever asked a woman out on a date that you didn't want to have sex with?
Oh no.
They want to have sex with
Thank you. DVP,
I mean,
do you heard that man said?
That's a part of the interest.
DVP, do you? Okay, so that is the expectation. Now, listen, you don't expect her to drop her drawers on the first date.
No.
You don't expect
expectations are
Omega.
No, it's not
expectations.
No, it's not his expectations. He just said he didn't say he expected women. Go ahead, Doug. My bad.
It's a pass fail. Could I see myself, in that circumstance with this person? Yes or no? And if I can't see that, yes or no, pass fail, then I'm not going to be, why bother if we're trying to be dating?
You're saying it's not an expectation
with that part of it.
You're saying it's not an expectation, but I'm asking her out because I want it.
I mean, but you should be wanting to get to know her. That's the problem.
I'm not
arguing.
You
don't really have to go out.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not arguing. Go ahead, Doug.
Going out is a part of just the fun of, hell, going out is fun.
I agree.
Let's go have some fun.
I agree with all of that.
You don't have
Listen
to
what
spend a
Doug-
lot of money if there's huge attraction.
That's right.
I agree with
get it
that
going.
too.
And then go do
I
some
agree
more
with
fun
that
stuff
too.
after all of that.
So let him
I
finish.
agree with that too. Y'all missing the point I'm making.
No,
what
we
Doug
not.
Yes, you are. What I just said.
Anybody
What I just
who
said was.
thinks-
No,
I'm
Omega.
gonna tell you this. If there's
Listen.
young G's out there, young would-be G's out there,
Yes, sir.
if you believe that I got to go do A, B, C, date this, and then we gonna.
I didn't say that though, Doug. That's why I say y'all don't understand. I didn't say that.
Hold on,
I literally agree with you. Listen, what Doug, let me just make one point. Doug
because we gotta
said,
get ready to go.
Doug said, I've never asked a woman out on a date that I didn't want to have sex with. But what he said was it's not an expectation. The only point I'm making, this is why I say y'all is missing it, is that we are the same, men and women. Because as a woman, you ain't never go on a motherfucking date that, excuse my language, you ain't never go on a date where I don't expect this free. It's not an expectation for him to pay because I got my own money. I got my own this, and my own that. It's not an expectation, but I want that. I want this man to do A, B, C, and D. And that's the only point I'm making. That's why I say y'all missing my point. I'm not arguing what Doug said. I'm not arguing what Trina said. I'm just making the point that we are the same. We have expectations and we got shit we'll deal with. Doug has an expectation to have a good time with that lady, not sex. But will he have sex with her on the first date? Yes. That's why he asked her out. Stop it, y'all. We
And
lying
I
to
don't
ourselves.
expect a man to pay.
Stop.
Like, I'm somewhere different. I just don't expect a man to pay. I'll take care of my own shit. So.
Okay, stop, because we gotta get ready to go. So let me say this in closing, because I'm the host. I get to do this, and I'm sorry we ran up time, so I ain't
gotta
let
go
y'all.
overtime,
Y'all
man.
don't have
anymore.
y'all don't have the time to promote y'all stuff, but. Women are just like men, and I guarantee you, in the same scenario that Doug has taken women out, some women have talked themselves out of it. So even though you thought, hey, I wouldn't mind sleep with this lady, they can talk themselves out of good dick like we talk ourselves out of good sex. That doesn't change. What we expect, that process is still a process. Only the horny little dog don't care where he stick it, because I've actually had lunch dates with women that I didn't think nothing, but they were for something else. I've had dates with women where I wanted to see what was going to be next. Like Trina said, texting is cool, but at some point we need to have a physical thing going on so I can see what the attraction is. Because you could have attracted me when I was a little bit on the leaning side or a little bit on the horny side. Now that I'm sober and I see you and you looking different, what I thought about this date ain't the same, so I don't want to do it no more, but I'm gonna still go through with the date. So everybody has a different expectation, and they change. They change in the moment, because everybody don't stay like you met them. But what we gonna do is, I got all y'all, so I want y'all to go ahead and mark the 17th on y'all calendar so we can finish this, because we still didn't get to the bashing. So Tamika, make sure you y'all clear up the 17th so we can get this done again. Cause I know Trina can't keep missing work for me, so I'm gonna send y'all a bill for this.
Miss work, I just swap days.
So yeah, on the 17th, I want all y'all to come back. Make sure y'all got y'all products so we can advertise, and we're gonna have a little bit more orderly fashion. Get y'all questions ready, because we still never discussed the different types of males, because I want to get into that. But we're gonna talk about why we doing this bashing and how we got this big misunderstanding of who expects what and who what. Because it seems like that's the issue. We having, your assumption is not my expectation.
Period.
One of the good things is, and I'm gonna say this because we gotta go. When me and Trina first date, it was supposed to be a dinner at a restaurant because I had to be up on her way for work. That's all we talked about. It turned into more than that. Wasn't my expectation. I honestly never even thought of. I ain't gonna say I didn't think about it. It wasn't what I was there for. I wanted to see her because I was supposed to get there at 7 or 8. I was gonna catch a flight at 3 or 4. My flight got canceled. I had to stay longer, so I ended up getting a hotel room. I never expected her to stay there or hang out with me. That was never talked about. We never had that kind of conversation. The vibe was just good. Trina actually turned the date down because she wanted to get to know me better. So we ended up going to an inexpensive place, which got her bonus points, because then I knew she went out of my pockets, because I wanted to take her to an Italian restaurant. We ended up going to Wing Lee and getting some Chinese food, which she drugged me and took advantage of me, but that's a whole nother show. So we're going to come back in 2 weeks and talk about that. So I want y'all to free y'all calendars up. I'm going to keep the chat open, and I'm going to put some other subjects that we're going to talk about. Everybody cool with that? Omega?
Yes, sir.
Doug? Tamika?
She just left.
Okay.
No, I'm here.
Okay, you cool with 2 weeks?
Remind me. But yeah, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'll try to get the hubby on, but I'm cool.
Trina, I know where you live. Jess, you cool with it? Because I know you got your little business calendar. And Ari, you cool? 2 weeks?
I'm cool. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna leave because it's 8:04, so I'm gonna get on the Instagram. But I sure appreciate y'all and I like the conversation. We're gonna get some stuff going. So I just want to thank y'all for hanging out with me for 2 hours and 4 minutes and getting me in more trouble. So we'll see the same crew again on what's 14th, the 17th. So y'all know what it is. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. Trina didn't get a chance to show her glass. I was drinking out my random thoughts with DVP glass. So y'all know what it is. All right. So until then, thank y'all for joining.